Hi, I'm Megan.
And I'm Debbie.
We are real-life scientists, and we want to share some science-y stories that are scary, adapting, and sometimes hopeful, but with an Ad Libs twist.
You are listening to Lab Libs.
I'm a bio-pirate, actually. A mouse on a frog? You can't put a mouse on a frog, can you? Square dancing! Square dancing! Woo! Yeehaw!
I feel like so many of our topics end up like, and maybe hopeful.
I tried really hard to make this one hopeful.
We do that like every time. Maybe.
What was mine last? Like one time it was like, maybe confidential.
Oh, I love maybe confidential. That's funny.
Okay, so
Let's do this.
we must begin at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And at the beginning is...
An out of context quote.
Yes. Okay, this is something we can do right now. Collect every species and tag them and keep them alive indefinitely for genetic studies. And if possible, to repopulate the oceans with species extinct in the wild sometime in the future.
I don't want to poo-poo on anybody's. I don't want to poo-poo on anybody's, dreams, but that sounds like a lot of work.
Yeah, it does. Keep them alive indefinitely is what got me.
I like that one, but I also like every species.
Yeah.
Every species.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every single one. Mm-hmm. Any guess on what he's talking about, this person?
It's probably fish, I imagine. Something animal in the sea.
Yeah. Okay. On to fish. Okay. Well, we'll get back to that.
Okay.
But first, I'm going to give you some context about something that just happened in November 2025. Brazil held the 30th annual UN meeting on a certain topic. Their first Lab Libs, actually, right out the gate.
Uh-huh.
Which is a worldwide crisis.
Yeah. I said climate change.
Do you think you're right?
I don't know if it's Brazil, if it's... I don't remember this happening. I think maybe it's something a little more specific than that.
No, you were actually right.
Oh, I was right. Okay.
Yeah. The 30th yearly UN climate meeting, climate conference, actually happened in Brazil for the first time. So that's why you didn't think of Brazil. And it's COP30. Stands for Conference of the Parties. So almost 200 of the world's leaders from different countries met to discuss agreements to limit global temperature rises. And they announced all these plans to raise money for poorer countries to tackle climate change, prevent the loss of tropical rainforests, transition away from fossil fuels entirely. Mm-hmm. So when we're talking about these kinds of goals for preventing continuing rising of global temperatures,
right?
They speak in the unit of measurement of degrees Celsius of the global temperature averages.
Okay.
Increased since pre-industrial times. From the 1950s.
Okay.
So how much has the global temperature increased since the 1950s up to now? Mm-hmm. And they say that 1.5 C or 2 C, degrees Celsius, global temperature.
Okay.
So I'm going to use that.
On average.
Yeah. They take an average of all the global temperatures in a year and how higher is it from...
Yeah.
Since the 1950s.
Right.
Basically. So the original goal of these talks was to stop the rise of global temperature average from increasing by 1.5 C.
Okay.
But that is now pretty much seen as inevitable. It kind of always was,
Right.
like, more or less, unless there was, like, crazy, immediate,
Right.
extreme action taken.
On the whole world's part.
Right.
Yeah.
But countries are still addressing issues to limit further temperature raises, as reaching the 2C threshold would pose far more serious and extreme consequences. So we are still working to not reach 2C.
Is this per year?
Total
Total.
since the 1950s.
Since the 19th.
How much has the global temperature? It seems like a small amount, but any 0.1 difference is like causing a huge difference.
Okay. All right.
Because it's all the temperatures globally. Now it's going to be a pretty constant number if you take every temperature across the world all year long and take an average.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So
it's basically just since they've been tracking it, kind of.
yeah.
Right.
Well, like we think this is all, well, we know that this is all from humans burning fossil fuels,
Right.
more or less. So
Right.
when did we start doing that was
Got
in the
it. Okay.
industrial times. So while the efforts made at this conference every year are always important and necessary, many people criticize the UN climate talks in all of these goals that I've mentioned so far. The raising money, preventing loss of forests, transitioning away from fossil fuels.
Right.
There's a lot of complaints about their effectiveness on all of these goals. They say that the agreements made aren't enough to properly address each issue, and they're failing to enforce anything that's agreed upon.
Right. Yeah.
Because it's the UN. So
Right. Yeah. Yeah. There's no enforcement mechanism.
Right.
It's just the honor system.
And, there were a couple of conspicuous leaders missing from this.
I figured
Conference?
that there was probably a couple countries that didn't.
Take a guess.
Didn't
It's not a Lab Libs,
participate.
but just take a guess who was maybe missing. What countries were not there? 2 countries.
There's 2.
Yep.
Okay.
I mean,
only 2.
There's maybe more than 2, but
I'm
these are 2
gonna go-
that are the most, obvious ones that should be there.
The U.S.
Yep.
And Russia.
Nope.
What?
I don't know about Russia if they were there, but who is producing?
North Korea?
Who's producing so much carbon emissions
Oh,
in addition to the U.S.? Yeah, China.
Oh, China wasn't there?
China wasn't there. The U.S.
Oh.
wasn't there, and China wasn't there.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
So
That seems perfectly reasonable.
yep, Donald Trump, the president of the U.S.,
And Xi Jinping.
and Xi Jinping, the China's president, were absent. So when I started off this research and I saw that, it was really easy for me to feel kind of hopeless
Yeah.
about the state of climate crisis
Right.
and give into fear and apathy that there's nothing we can do and the world is just going to succumb to some fate of destruction.
Yeah, it's doomed, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's all because of our inability to prioritize conservation as a human race.
Right. Yeah.
I think that apathy can feel familiar to a lot of people for lots of reasons.
Yeah.
Not just climate change.
Yeah, but that's definitely a big one.
That's a big one. Yeah. But the reality is not quite so doom and gloom, actually.
Okay.
While there is still a lot to be done to reduce carbon emissions and repair the damage done to the earth, and countries really do need to be more proactive in reducing further temperature increase, a lot of progress has been made already. So today I want to try to talk about some good news about climate change.
Okay.
And hopefully just a little bit of hope
Okay. All right.
for different aspects, how we are going to survive the changes on Earth due to rising temperatures, and in particular, how one other animal might just survive with us.
Cockroaches. That's what they always say.
Well,
they always
I'm sure
say.
cockroaches will be fine. That's not what I'm talking about. So I read this excerpt from a book from 2024. It's called Not the End of the World, and it's by a scientist named Hannah Ritchie. She talks about a misconception that we're all gonna die from climate change, which
Right.
is a misconception that she goes over in this book.
Right.
And what type of scientist or scientific job does she have? That's your next Lab Libs. Something that requires a lot of math. What kind of science job?
Well, I realized that I could spell this word, but I could not actually say it correctly.
Try it.
So I'm going to try it. No, that's not right. Statistician. Is that right?
Statistician. I think so.
All right.
Statistician. It's hard. I don't know. Statistician. That's what we're going with.
Okay.
That's the official Lab Libs pronunciation.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll write that down.
Okay. That's wrong. She is a data analyst.
We went
scientist.
through all of that for you to then tell me that my answer was incorrect.
That's correct.
Wow. All right.
Yeah.
So what is she?
She's a data scientist, like data analysis.
I think it's the same thing.
Is it?
I think so.
Mine's easier to pronounce.
Oh, that's true. I should have gone with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So her book is about how she kind of grew up with this idea that we were all going to die from climate change.
Right.
And as she grew into the scientist she is now, realized that that's an over-exaggeration and kind of not fair to all the work that's being done
Okay.
to make sure that doesn't happen.
Right.
So all the big media scary sounding stuff, not all of it, but cities disappearing underwater, every ice cap melting, forests completely decimated,
Right.
rising temperatures quickly spiraling. That's all symptoms of global average temperatures that are increasing 4°C, 5°C, 8°C.
Okay.
Okay? While we were once on a path towards those numbers, we are now not towards a path
Okay.
towards those high increases
Okay.
due to the work of many countries who have already committed to lowering their carbon emissions.
Right.
So as the pace is now, we are not spiraling out of control until humanity is gone.
Okay. It's nice to hear.
Right. I know the bar is so low of what is nice to hear right now. But that was for me nice to hear.
I'm not going to die in a fiery hell pit.
As long as it doesn't get worse than it is now.
Right. Okay.
So right now, with no other action taken, right now the path is more like 2.5 to 2.9 C as the scary maximum.
Okay.
Which is still, to be clear, extremely, extremely bad.
Right.
And we should not get there.
Right.
Right? Many countries have already made major changes and put ambitious plans in place to decrease emissions. And low carbon sustainable energy sources like wind and solar power are much more economically viable now. It's no longer this big argument between cheap fossil fuels and more expensive renewables. The renewable energy is cost effective, cost competitive, and technologically advanced to be efficient. It's attractive to consumers and corporations. So, yeah, there's a lot of panic about climate change that is very warranted, and there's a lot of climate change that is over-exaggerated and can be harmful to people's motivation to continue making actionable change.
Okay.
If they see it as this inevitable hellscape that we can no longer do anything to fix.
Right. That's true.
Yeah. So, okay, this leads me to another example about how climate change can be kind of misconstrued. So, one thing that goes along with global warming is more extreme weather conditions.
Right.
Storms, bigger bigger natural disasters, right?
Yeah.
So, there's this Swedish company or organization called Gapminder that does studies on common misconceptions in science and what people believe and try to clear up these kinds of panic, fear-driven beliefs about how the world is getting worse.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. They asked one question across the public over 14 countries. How did the number of deaths per year from natural disasters change over the past 100 years? Have they more than doubled, remained more or less the same, or decreased to less than half? What do you think?
It would be like per capita, basically, right?
Deaths per year from natural disasters over the past 100 years.
Right, but that's not taking into account like population size. So I assume it's per capita.
I think it's total.
Okay, but don't we have a lot more people now than we did? And okay, that seems like it would screw the numbers up. But since what year?
100 years ago.
Oh, 100 years ago. I would say
Do you think it's doubled, remained the same, or decreased to less than half?
doubled.
Yeah, so 48% of people think that, but it's actually C, decreased to less than half.
Okay.
Way less people die from natural disasters now than ever before, even though they become more extreme.
Yeah, but I think you probably also need to take into consideration like how far we've come, like preparation and
exactly.
news media and stuff like that can help preserve, loss of life in these like.
Yeah, that's exactly the reason.
Yeah,
For
okay.
sure. Yeah. And speaking of per capita, and I will be honest, I'm not sure if that question was per capita or not.
Okay.
But I know that another measure of carbon emissions is per capita carbon emissions, like per person, how
Right.
much carbon is being emitted. And those numbers are actually decreasing, and they have been decreasing for over a decade.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Total carbon emissions are still rising, but not nearly as fast as they were rising in the past several decades. And per person, we reached that peak of like highest per capita carbon emissions.
Okay.
This number is scary. I can't even believe it.
All right.
But we reached the peak highest amount was 4.9 metric tons per person.
That sounds like a lot.
That's a metric ton is 1,000 kilograms.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds like a lot.
Oh yeah.
That sounds like an elephant or something. Like 4 elephants? I don't know. How much do they weigh?
I don't know.
That seems like a lot of
It
carbon.
seems like a lot.
Yeah.
And that's just since we started.
Imagine if you had to walk around with that like hanging over your head. That's crazy.
It's like,
And
This is
that's
my carbon.
that's just a peak from when we started conservation efforts. And now it's been going down since it had been going up and up and up and up. Now it's like been going down since 2012.
Yeah.
So that doesn't even account for how high per capita carbon emissions were before the 1990s. So let's see what you think.
Great.
This is your next Lab Libs.
Okay.
I told you a number between 1 and 20. So in the 1950s through the 1990s, the usage level didn't change much per capita carbon emissions. how many metric tons per person
Per capita?
do you think they had?
Well, I said 19. I don't think it's going to be 19. I think it's going to be more like 14 or 12.
Close.
What is that?
It was 11.
11. Okay.
Yeah. So before when it was like inefficient coal and
Right.
like 100% fossil fuels.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. And just in the coal mines, breathing in them.
Yeah. So it's weird to think about, but yeah, we have been decreasing per person carbon emissions at least for quite a while, since 2012.
Good.
So our emissions are decreasing in speed, just not fast enough. So U.S. emissions are actually falling. They've decreased by 20% over the last 15 years.
Okay.
It's just not fast enough to avoid these critical thresholds that we're getting close to, right? And in 2019, solar and wind power became the least expensive source,
wow. Okay.
while 10 years prior, it was the most expensive.
Wow.
So we're making these like rapid progress changes.
Yeah.
It's just still dire, so that kind of overshadows everything.
Right. Yeah.
And obviously, there could be a lot more being done.
Right.
And these numbers would be even more impressive. Could you imagine?
I can imagine.
So, but the situation is still improving, even with those hurdles and setbacks of uncooperative leadership and profit-hungry corporations. We still have some good news.
Okay.
One that I thought was interesting is that there's even methods using AI that are sorting through large amounts of data, recognizing patterns and trends, improving our climate models and predictions, and doing complex analyzing for improvement in all these areas.
Okay.
There's even an AI program. This is your Lab Libs is in here. There's an AI program called the Ocean Cleanup that identifies a type of pollution.
Okay.
What do you think they could use AI to identify in the ocean?
Well, I said chemical waste dumping, but
It's not a bad answer.
I
It's not
know.
a bad guess.
no, it's not a bad guess. But I'm thinking maybe more like oil spills or something.
No, it's actually something
like
solid.
Litter?
Yeah,
Like
plastic.
Trash? Oh, plastic. Okay.
Yeah, they're like scanning the ocean for floating plastic.
Yes. Okay.
And using AI to pinpoint exactly where it is.
Wow.
And using that method, they're aiming to remove 90% of floating plastic out of the ocean by 2040.
Holy crap.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
Now, that's only the parts of the plastic issue that are floating. So I'm not saying we're eliminating issues, but like that's a big number.
Yeah. No, that's cool.
Yeah. And in the US, fossil fuels accounted for less than half of the energy production for the first time in 2025.
Wow.
While wind and solar energy usage is increasing quickly.
Okay.
So we're not doing enough, but especially here in the US, but I was surprised and inspired to learn what we have done so far. And another big thing about the climate crisis that has always made me sad and scared and worried was my main topic for today, which is this idea that all of some animal will be wiped out, the specific animal.
Okay.
That is your next Lab Libs, a type of ocean animal.
I said fish, so I don't think it's going to be that, but
What do you think? There's this big idea
I was
that like
thinking maybe like coral or something. Coral, like coral reefs and stuff. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I have this big idea in my head that like the coral reefs are gone
Just
and
disappear.
dead and there's no way to bring them back and I'm
Right.
doomed to never see them and like there's this whole ocean crisis that all the
Right.
corals are gone, right?
Yeah.
Now, it is bad, the coral situation, but it's not as bad as I thought.
Okay.
And yeah, that's what I'm going to talk about.
Okay.
So basically, the big problem here is coral bleaching.
Okay.
And I'll tell you a little bit about what that is.
Uh-huh.
So since 1998, we've observed a phenomenon all over the world where coral in the ocean will turn white and die off. Mm-hmm. And sometimes it can come back, and lots of times it does not. Mm. Coral ecosystems, the reason this happens is that coral ecosystems are actually made of a symbiotic relationship between the animal, the coral, and the photosynthesizing algae that live inside the coral. Oh. Yeah, I didn't know that at all.
I did not know that.
I mean, no, I don't think so. I was going to say maybe I would guess that, but I don't know if I would have. Yeah.
No, I don't think I would.
So, in exchange for a sturdy, stable, protective house to live in, the algae give the coral almost all of its nourishment and all of its color, which are a big part of the thriving ecosystem that all the fish and other organisms live in. Mm-hmm. It has a lot to do with all the different colors that are present in the coral, and that's all because of the algae inside of it.
That's pretty amazing,
Yeah. So when the water goes through extreme increases in temperature for a long period of time, the algae becomes toxic, or it dies, or it is ejected out by the coral.
Oh.
So then the coral's skeleton, which is made of calcium carbonate, that's why it's white, is left unprotected, and its food source is gone. So it basically, the bleaching is like the coral starving to death because it doesn't have any algae, or becoming diseased because it doesn't have any protection from the algae and it's like exposed.
Yeah.
So in 1998, this coral bleaching, which had happened before, became a global event for the first time. And 16% of coral died off in 2 years worldwide.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
That was back in 1998.
Yeah, that's a scary number.
Yeah. It's gotten worse since then. A lot worse.
Awesome.
Some scientists and reports will say that coral reefs have already reached a catastrophic tipping point. And total loss and severe degradation of the habitat is basically inevitable. Since January 2023, coral reefs have been in a bleaching event, the fourth of its kind that's happened worldwide. So it's been happening for several years straight. 80% of all reefs worldwide are affected and at least damaged.
Wow.
Yeah. There's this report, I don't know why, but it's led by Jeff Bezos, of all people.
Interesting.
And the University of Exeter, which I don't know.
I have no idea what that is.
Nope. But for some reason, Jeff Bezos leads this thing that is called the Global Tipping Report. And it's a bunch of scientists, 160 scientists from all different organizations, around 23 countries. And they kind of project different thresholds where bad things will happen, these tipping points.
Okay.
So one that they projected was the catastrophic coral bleaching damage would occur at the tipping point of 1.2 C, which we've already surpassed. We're at about 1.4 C.
Great.
And we'll probably get to 1.5 C in like 10 years.
Yeah.
Unless there's extreme, unlikely actions taken.
Yeah.
A lot of cultures and economies rely on the coral reefs for tourism, beauty, spirituality. The reefs also provide a huge amount of biodiversity. So this is your next Lab Libs.
Okay.
What fraction, like a common, normal type of fraction, nothing crazy, what fraction of all marine life lives in coral ecosystems?
My answer was 1/2.
What do you think?
And so maybe less than that.
It is less than that.
A quarter?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. 1/4 of all marine life live in coral ecosystems.
Wow.
Crazy, right?
Yeah. That's very crazy.
The coral reefs themselves, like structurally, also protect the land from like erosion, flooding, hurricanes, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
And they're this just really beautiful and essential part of the earth. And according to what I thought, they're all gone and or dying.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
So, but don't forget, all these changes are being made to limit, like, the effects of global rising temperatures all over. And that's a big part of the coral conservation conversation.
Nice. Very good. Only,
like that one?
Only took one take.
One take. I said it. Right now, and when the time comes that the Earth can recover from all these temperature rises, when we have limited the global average temperatures to not reach the thresholds,
Right.
we're going to need coral now and in the future. And we're doing a lot of work to make sure that that happens right now. So one big, huge thing that we're doing is we're growing a lot of coral.
Oh. I was wondering, because remember in the biosphere episode, they did like a coral reef type simulation thing. So I was wondering, I was like, I wonder if they could do that on like a bigger scale. Like,
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah.
So there's also some populations in the world of coral that are not dying.
Okay.
Yeah. So a lot of the media and reports focus on only the damage already being done. And there's some scientists, like this one professor of the University of Australia named Peter Mumbley.
Oh.
Him and some other scientists worry that society will give up on saving coral reefs if they think that there's no way for them to survive.
Yeah.
And what we need right now, he's scared that this report that came out from Jeff Bezos for some reason.
Right.
I'm suspicious of it because it's about him. I don't know why.
It seems strange.
Yeah. But yeah, they worried when this report came out that people would just be apathetic. And what we need right now is immediate action.
Right.
Aggressive action.
Yeah, not apathy.
Right. Exactly. So there's a bunch of organizations I learned about that are helping to protect the coral, regrow the coral, plant it, do all kinds of stuff. And there's this one of them called International Coral Reef Society. I love all their names.
Yeah.
Dr. Tracy Ainsworth, the vice president of the International Coral Reef Society, she said, the future of coral reefs is one of transformation, ecosystem restructure, and new challenges. Our challenge now is to understand how all of these different ecosystems are reorganizing and how we can ensure they continue to support diverse marine life and communities.
Okay.
So it's like, instead of trying to recreate what the reefs have been before, to help them adapt to all of the changes and rising temperatures. And stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. So, for example, I always wanted to see the Great Barrier Reef, and for a long time I've been worried that I missed my chance entirely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And while it is true that the Great Barrier Reef has been severely impacted by bleaching and other types of environmental losses, but even so, there are still today 3,000 separate reefs spanning 1,400 miles of Australia's coastline.
Ooh.
So
Now that's a lot still.
it's still a lot. Yeah.
Okay, great.
Doesn't that make you
That feels
feel a little
better.
better, right?
Yeah.
The reefs are very affected, but the effects also vary. Like, some areas might be heavily sun damaged in a day or a year, where just a mile or two away, another area might have had better cloud coverage and didn't get damaged. And there's tons of variations like that.
Oh, wow.
So this variability makes it hard to plan interventions to protect them, but it also makes it inevitable that all the coral doesn't die off all at once.
Right.
There's still some surviving all over because of all the variations.
Umbrellas. Umbrellas.
Just keep that in the noggin, okay? Just for 1 second. Just you're just a few seconds too early.
That was my solution.
So, continuing technological advancements are helping a lot.
Yeah.
There's satellite data, on-site data, forecast modeling, all kinds of stuff to help us predict when and where the bleaching is likely to occur
Okay.
at any given moment, like in real time. So with that prediction, we can limit public access to those areas, remove
Okay.
some vulnerable corals beforehand to conserve it.
Yeah.
Or even ones that are rare so that they don't go extinct, right?
Yeah.
And we've even been experimenting in a type of sun protection.
Yeah.
You said sunscreen
Yes. And in my answer, I said sunscreen.
for your Lab Libs.
But ever since you've been talking about the coral and the bleaching, my brain has been going, it's not sunscreen. They're not going to need sunscreen, I don't think.
No, it's not.
But that's why I said umbrellas. I was half kidding, but half not. But they have those umbrellas that are like SPF now. So
Giant umbrellas.
giant umbrellas. That's what we need.
Yeah,
That's what
we need.
that's what they're
If
working on.
everyone could just show up and hold a giant
And hold
umbrella.
their umbrella.
No, not exactly giant umbrellas, but
Okay.
huge structures to shade a large area of the ocean.
Yeah, I was
like
kind
big
of
shading structures.
I was kind of thinking like nowadays in Florida for sure. Over the like playgrounds and stuff. If
Yeah.
the playground doesn't have a cover,
Uh-huh.
they have those big stretch of, umbrella like material
Right.
to cover the playground.
Yeah. So we're even experimenting with methods like that, which obviously are a lot of this stuff is temporary fixes and also very expensive.
Yeah.
And we don't know if any of it will necessarily work, right?
Right.
But they are experimenting with even shading areas that are going to be hit hard by the sun in certain times of year. Because
That's some pretty cool research.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's just small changes in water temperature that make a huge difference. So
Right.
something like shading an area seems silly.
Yeah.
Like it seems like a sitcom answer to this problem.
Right.
But it's like every tiny decimal of increase in water temperature is making a difference. Oh, wow. And if we can stop any amount of increase, and especially for the coral bleaching, it's happening not cumulatively, but in these flashes of events where they all die off all at once.
Oh, really?
In big stretches of an area.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. They all get bleached all at once, rather.
Right.
Some of them can come back from being bleached. But a lot of times they won't. Or they won't reproduce anymore.
And we just leave them down there?
I don't know. Yeah, I think so. Because I saw some pictures.
Okay.
Yeah. But we are doing something. We're not just leaving them down there. Exactly.
Okay.
We're not removing them.
Okay.
Okay. I mentioned earlier, some areas of the world have coral that seem to be surviving. And actually are resilient despite rising temperatures of the ocean. Particularly the reefs in Cambodia and are like off the coast of Cambodia and all over East Asia and all over East Asia have not declined in recent decades.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Even though the reefs there have some issues like overfishing and they do experience some bleaching, they have not had these mass death events like in other parts of the world.
Okay.
The resilience there is likely due to the large biodiversity of species and how heavy the coverage is across the ocean floor. It's like thick layers of coral and all kinds of different species.
Okay.
So, as with all biodiversity, the benefit there is with a larger number of species, when one type die from stress, or in this case, heat,
Right.
bleaching, others will take over and some species will survive, even if some of them die off. So they'll never be completely eliminated and it'll be this constant turnover of different species in the reef. So we can use this study to determine how to help our coral populations in other parts of the world. We can also use the larvae from the heat-resistant corals to help coral in other areas of the world because the heat tolerance has been shown to be inherited in offspring.
Okay.
Yeah. So we can like take the larva and distribute it onto coral that's suffering from bleaching, and hopefully that would create these like offspring that would be more resistant.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Some scientists have even started prepping and defending against coral extinction by creating these living biobanks that stash samples of hundreds of species of coral to protect future biodiversity. That sound familiar?
Yeah, that's our out of context.
That's our out of context bill. So they really are trying to tag every species and keep it indefinitely alive in these coral biobanks and continue growing it, and in hopes that we would be able to like put that back into the ocean and help surviving populations and increase biodiversity with the species we have saved.
Okay, that's cool.
These coral biobanks exist in 2 places right now, in Australia and here in Florida. And hopefully they would be able to reintroduce diverse coral species, which we learned is really important from the reefs surviving in East Asia.
Right.
So the other area of research breakthroughs recently have been actually growing the coral itself. In nurseries, they call them. Isn't that cute? Little baby coral. So corals can actually be grown much like plants in that you can basically take a cutting off and raise it in a nursery and then graft it onto like a struggling mature coral and it'll start growing.
Wow. That's kind of crazy.
Right? Even though it's an animal, you can do that.
I got
like
into
a
the
plant.
wrong science.
You got into the wrong science?
Yeah.
You want to be doing
That
this?
seems so much more fun.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Making like Frankenstein corals and saving the world.
Right. Yeah, saving the world. I like it.
Yeah. It used to be that we could only do this method and like graft different coral species and grow them quickly like this for a specific type of coral, branching corals.
Okay.
I thought this one would be hard for you, but I threw it in there anyways. That your next Lab Libs of a type of coral. I was like, will she know any types of corals?
No,
Maybe not.
I would not know any coral. Why would I know any coral?
I don't know.
Is sponge a coral?
I don't think so. I think sponge is a different type of animal.
Are you sure?
Nope.
I feel like it
Is a sponge
should be.
a coral? No, they're not. They're a simpler type of animal, fundamentally different. They are both immobile aquatic invertebrates, often found together on reefs.
See, I told you.
It's not a coral.
Okay, I said sponge, and then I said, is that coral?
Well, the type of coral we've been successful at growing before is, what did I say? Branching coral.
And that's like the name of it? Oh.
So there's another type that we've not ever been able to grow quickly in the lab before.
Okay.
But lately, we've figured it out. You're not going to try to guess.
I have no idea. I don't know any.
I like the names. They're called, there's 2 types.
Okay.
Boulder corals.
Boulder?
Yep.
Okay.
And brain corals.
Oh, I know what the brain ones look like.
Really?
Yeah.
I think I do too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They look like brains.
They look like brains.
Right.
Yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory.
Right.
So these types are a lot larger and, well, like boulders and brains.
Right.
They're big.
Yeah.
And they also take a long time to mature, and they live for like a century or longer.
Oh, wow.
So it's a lot harder to grow those in the lab, at least it has been. But we recently made a discovery that instead of taking a big chunk and trying to grow that, grow from that inside the lab, if you take a micro shaving of it,
Oh.
like just a thin slice off
Yeah.
with a saw, it mimics something like a skin wound. And it actually will grow 10 times faster.
Starts to heal itself, basically, type of deal. Wow.
So it'll grow in the lab 10 times faster.
Wow.
And so, and they've also realized that if you grow pieces of the same species side by side, they'll fuse together.
Really?
So then they'll be like a larger, more mature, ready to reproduce size. Isn't that freaky?
Yeah, it's really weird.
So together, these two strategies have reduced the time for large corals to reach maturity. It used to be projected to take decades.
Wow.
And now they have been able to have them reproduce in just several years
Nice.
from those methods. So I thought that was really cool. What an
that's
out of the
awesome.
box
I
method.
know.
What if we take a thin shaving instead of a big chunk? That's I would never think of that.
Yeah. No, me neither.
You know? We also have tons of research teams right here in Florida who are working on this topic. One group in particular, they screen all the coral that's grown in nurseries to check it for heat resistance and disease resistance, genetically.
Okay.
So that way we only put coral in the ocean that has a good chance of surviving. Once we grow it, we can tell, it's this overall effort led by the National Oceanic Atmospheric Administration, NOAA. It's called Mission Iconic Reefs.
Okay. I like it.
It's your next Lab Libs is in here.
Okay.
Its mission Iconic Reef, is to increase stony coral coverage to a certain percentage by 2040 across Florida, across the Florida coral reef.
Okay. I said 99%. I'm going to go lower. I think maybe 80%.
That's way too
even close.
ambitious.
Well, then why'd you give me such a big range?
That'll be fun.
Okay, 20%.
Yeah, that's closer.
Yeah.
Their goal is to increase this stony coral, which is important for the basic structure. They want the coverage to be back up to 25% by 2040. Right now, it's so bad. But yeah, they're going to plant lab-grown coral at 7 key spots along the coral reefs.
Okay.
So they've got these 7 prime locations to start regrowing everything.
Yeah.
And they're working with over 15 different organizations, both within the NOAA and our outside partners across Florida and all over the country to do this. There's one place that's new called Moat Marine Laboratory and Aquarium. They just opened it in Sarasota. A bunch of my friends have been talking about going.
Really?
And I didn't know all the stuff that they were doing. I just thought it was a new aquarium,
Yeah.
But it's this whole marine laboratory.
Oh, wow.
And it's the senior biologist, Erin Muller. So many STEM women in this story.
Yeah.
Just want to point that out.
Yeah.
Erin Muller says...
Because we care.
It's because we care. She's a senior biologist at Moat Marine Laboratory and Aquarium, and she says they're trying to, quote, ramp up reproduction of those most likely to survive both, she's talking about heat and disease,
Right.
In the coming decades. That way we integrate resilience right into our restoration pipeline.
Yeah.
I like the way she said that.
Yeah.
Integrating resilience right into it. Florida's coral reef is actually the 3rd largest in the world.
Really?
And it spans 360 miles. It's been heavily impacted by bleaching and a lot, even more so, by this disease called, who decided this name? It's so basic. This disease is called stony doral tissue loss disease.
Okay. That's too much.
It's just SDTLD. That doesn't
too
even
much to
make a
say.
word.
No,
you can't. The acronym doesn't even make something you can say. It's
no, that's not a good name.
it's not a good name.
And we would know. We really do a lot of
do a lot of good
judgment
names.
on
of stuff.
Oh, names.
Yeah, we do. We're always like, that's a good name for that.
That's a
or
good
that's
name.
a terrible name.
Oh, who named it that? That's terrible.
Yeah.
Let's come up with one that's better.
Well, the shitty coral disease, man, it's really bad. It's
That's
like,
what we should call it.
Yeah.
The shitty coral disease.
Okay, you ready for a horrible number?
Yeah.
90% of the reefs in Florida have already died. Yeah.
Ugh.
But again, don't let that make you think that they're gone or that anyone's given up.
Okay.
But it is bad.
That seems pretty detrimental.
Yes. But right here in Tampa, the Florida Aquarium is extremely dedicated to coral reproduction. And
Oh, really?
rearing.
They are too, huh?
Absolutely.
Okay.
They opened this huge facility in Apollo Beach.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to actually volunteer for the Florida Aquarium.
Yeah.
And I would see all the work that they're doing. Even the volunteers. There was one volunteer who ended up writing a paper about his method of connecting the coral babies to the structure that they were growing them on so that they wouldn't fall off. And he just came up with that as a volunteer at the aquarium.
No way.
And ended up writing a paper on it.
Oh, wow.
So there's tons of people who are really passionate working there at the aquarium on this.
That's really, really nice to hear. In general, it's nice to hear that there's a lot of people committed to this.
So many. So the Florida Aquarium's mainly in Tampa, but this facility that they opened up is across the state in Apollo Beach.
Mm-hmm.
Is Apollo Beach across the state or on the side of the coast?
I don't know.
Well, whatever. I'll take that part out.
Yep.
They have a facility
Or
in
we
Apollo
could just
Beach
leave it in.
where they've grown 70,000 individual corals of 17 different species.
Jeez.
And they're housing them there.
Yeah.
They've replicated complex reef conditions like temperature, light, length of the day, the moon phases even replicated.
Like salinity and stuff like that, I imagine.
Yeah, that all allow the coral to spawn their gametes as they would in the wild, which is
Wow.
crazy. I'm going to talk more about that in a minute,
real
but
wild.
it is actually insanely difficult to get them to do that.
That is wild.
And they're even working at this Florida Aquarium facility on research efforts to cryopreserve coral gametes or the larvae themselves.
Okay.
And they're working on the genetic research as well to select for heat-resistant and disease-resistant offspring. Okay, let's talk more about coral gametes.
Okay. Sounds fun.
There's this marine ecologist at Australia's Southern Cross University, Peter Harrison. He's working on increasing coral larva survival. Basically, coral reproduces by a sort of magical sounding process, which is that somehow all the coral all together will release their sperm and eggs at the same exact time, coordinated, in this huge spawning event that only happens once a year, and it lasts your next Lab Libs a short amount of time.
Okay.
What do you think? How long does this coordinated, magically coral coordination event
Right.
happen? How long does it happen at a time?
I said 3 days. I think that sounds pretty good.
It's just a few minutes.
A few minutes?
Yes. At night, once a year,
No.
a few minutes,
No
all
way.
the coral release the
No.
sperm and eggs at the same time.
No.
Crazy, right?
That is absolutely insane.
Absolutely insane. You're telling me that that's just
Wow.
somehow scientific and there's no magic involved in that?
I don't think
There's
so.
definitely magic involved in that.
I mean, there's gotta be. There's gotta be.
Yeah. So now just think back to now the Florida Aquarium
Right.
reproducing the coral reefs
Yeah.
of
The
conditions
one time
to
a year.
make them all coordinate and produce their little sperm and eggs together in the lab,
Yeah.
in the facility.
In a couple of seconds.
So yeah, just a few minutes at a time sometimes,
Wow.
once a year. So you can imagine that much of the coral that could be born is just not, because their sperm and egg just drifts away.
Yeah.
Or the larva gets eaten before it's latched onto anything. And that used to be fine because there was plenty
There was so much.
there, yeah, and it would survive. But now, when there's so little bits at all, like, you can just see it there drifting away in the ocean. You're like, no. So this guy, Peter Harrison, his team is figuring out exactly when the coral that's shown to be bleach resistant is going to puff out all its little sperm and eggs.
Okay.
So that he can be there to, like, catch it, basically.
Okay.
He's, like, collecting it all and distributing it better onto the reefs.
Okay.
And even enclosing it in little mesh enclosures.
Okay.
To make sure it all stays together. So that as much coral that can be born in the wild is.
Okay. I got it.
They're also using insane methods to, like, put the coral, or, like, put the larva on the coral.
Okay.
They've got little remote-controlled robots called larva bots that squirt larvae onto the reefs.
Are you serious?
In, like, a gel.
Like they go underwater?
Yeah. And they just, like,
Little remote
Squirt it
control
on it.
tiny submarines that are shooting sperm everywhere? Okay.
no, they're shooting the larva.
Okay. I like to think of them as shooting the
Like, the sperm and egg has already combined and they're shooting the larva.
Fine. If you want to make it less interesting.
Okay, let me get back to something in the episode is gay. I'm not saying the person that made the robots is gay, but the robots are.
Yeah.
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 I think so.
Okay, so gay larva bots. That's one thing they're doing. They're also, like, earlier you said something about, like, do they leave the coral there once it dies?
Oh, yes. Like
Yeah.
the dead coral.
So they can shoot this larva onto the dead coral and, like, some starts to regrow
kind of
on
bring
that
it back to
structure.
life?
Yeah. And they also have tried putting these, like, this team in particular has tried to build these big ceramic structures that fit perfectly into whatever gaps there are in the reef.
Okay.
Like, if a piece broke off and now there's a gap, so
Right.
it'd be harder for it to grow because instead of being one continuous piece,
There's a gap there.
it's
right.
like broken and fractured. So they'll build a ceramic structure to fit perfectly in that gap and covered in larva, so that it's kind of like artificially,
patching a hole, kind of. Yeah.
and then the coral can grow on that. Wow. And they've done that.
Man, these people are smart.
Right?
Yeah.
So much insane technology.
Yeah.
Back here in Florida, the Florida Aquarium has just extremely recently, in January 2026, they've taken 9,000 coral babies from their facility in Apollo, boxed them all up, and transported them to two other facilities in Florida. The Reef Renewal USA, close by in Ruskin, and the Reef Institute in West Palm Beach.
Okay.
They're scheduled to monitor the corals and then plant them all into reefs all along the coast from the West Palm Beach all the way down to another region in Florida.
I said South Florida.
It is South Florida, but can you be more specific?
You're going to be talking about the Keys.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So
Cool.
that's the answer to your last Lab Libs.
Yeah.
So they're going to plant later this year all these baby corals from West Palm Beach all the way down to the Keys as part of that mission Iconic Reef. Wow. At these 7 iconic sites, if it works, right?
Yeah.
And they're part of the effort to regrow 25% of the coral coverage there.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that's insane. And that's really cool
Yeah.
and really awesome. Like,
they're basically these little discs, with the coral grown on them, and they have a stem on the bottom. So you can plug them in.
Okay.
Like coral plugs.
Yeah.
You can just...
A plant, kind of.
Yeah, exactly. You can plug them onto the
plant them.
existing coral. And they're also doing genetic studies on all their stuff so that they can make sure that they're choosing the most resilient corals that are going to survive. Like, particularly this round of coral is going to be planted, and then they're going to monitor everything really closely so that they can tell which ones survive, which ones are heat resistant, which ones don't get this weird disease.
Right.
And then they can make sure they plant those types again.
Nice.
And not bother with the ones that don't survive.
Right.
So we're basically jumping back and forth between Florida and Australia for all this research.
Okay. All right. I mean,
So back in Australia, another woman in science, geneticist Madeline Van Oppen. Van Oppen? I don't know.
Okay.
Madeline?
I don't know. Don't look at me.
I just had to make sure I mispronounced a couple more things in this episode.
Thank you. I appreciate that so much.
Well, anyways, she's trying to basically nudge evolution to help the algae and also bacteria that live in coral to be more heat resistant. She takes lab-grown algae.
Yeah.
So she's not working directly with the coral, just the algae. And she exposes it to incrementally higher temperatures. Just a little bit at a time. Higher and higher and higher. And she just lets random mutations and natural selection run its course.
Yeah.
And whatever's left is only the most heat-resistant algae.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So then they'll put those algae strains that she's kind of manipulated, artificially, like, made...
Mutated, basically.
Yeah, this happened. I mean, she's not mutating anything. She's just increasing the temperature. Yeah. So then when these algae strains are put into the reefs and grown inside the coral, it's shown, like, they've done studies that those corals are less likely to succumb to bleaching. Because remember, the bleaching happens when the algae starts freaking out because of the high temperatures.
Right.
So if you make the algae heat resistant, then the coral will be heat resistant.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah. We're doing all these genetic experiments. Well, I'm not. Madeline is.
You're not?
To see if that heat resistance can be passed down. And the hybrids that they're creating with wild coral and these coral with the special algae in it, they're showing enhanced resilience too. So it can be passed down.
Wow.
There's one area in the Central Pacific Ocean where corals are seen basically doing this exact process themselves. Like in the middle of a bleaching event, they'll take in heat-resistant algae on their own and survive.
Wow.
And the mixes of different coral species that we see all over the world are changing. But that adaptation, like some are really functionally extinct or much less populated, right?
Right.
But that adaptation, that other ones take their place, is allowing the reef overall to continue to survive even through all the stress and damage. So it is bad, but the reefs are not gone. Yeah. And I'm so inspired by how much technology and cooperation is being done to try to restore them.
So much
for
effort.
The future. So much effort.
I didn't realize that there was that much effort to do that, honestly.
Yeah.
Makes sense, but it just never crossed my mind that there would be whole groups of people just dedicated to rebuilding coral, you know?
Right. And I couldn't believe one group of scientists are doing this over here and another group are doing the same kind of thing. And then there's also these other 12 different ideas that are being explored.
But they're also coordinating really well too, it sounds like.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That was a really good one.
Thanks.
I learned a lot.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You
seriously.
learned that there's...
I really did not know much about coral.
I didn't really either. I just was convinced that they were all gone.
Yeah.
So
besides that,
so happy to hear that. That's maybe not the case. I just do want to reiterate that I'm not saying that the reefs are fine. And or even that they are going to definitely survive.
Yeah.
Especially if the increase in global average temperature can't be like halted.
Sustained. Yeah.
Yeah, before it gets to this big 2C threshold is the next one that's like we're really trying to avoid.
Okay.
Yeah, so, but I hope that we are helping them survive.
Me too.
Then we can start working back to more and more regrowing their diversity and everything. Crazy how many species we have saved. I think it was like 800 or something in the Australian biobank.
Wow. Dang.
Crazy. So, is your rabbit hole at the bottom of the ocean?
It is not at the bottom of the ocean.
Well, take me back to the surface.
This is a little bit of a silly one this time. I thought it would be fun. I told you one of these other times that I was watching all these urban explorers YouTube videos, and I thought about it, and I was like, I didn't even tell. I should probably shout them out. Like my main one that I watch is called Vacant Haven on YouTube. So check it out and tell them to check us out. Put some stuff out there. But so they use, admittedly, now British people, please, our British audience, which is 0, don't be offended that I do not know every dialect and like which regions use more words. Like I'm good at kind of like hearing an accent and kind of placing where it's at a little bit in Britain, but there's still a lot that it's hard, right?
Okay.
So I don't know where these boys are from.
Okay, that's what I thought you were gonna say.
Yeah, I don't know where they're British. I don't know. My guess is like Midland.
I don't know
Like
any
Liverpool or
regions
something. I don't know.
in the UK really off the top of my
Sure.
head.
Everybody's
so-
offended by all of those.
All of our UK listeners
Yeah, exactly.
are very offended.
They are. Anyway, so they.
Debbie loves the UK more than life itself. So
I
don't
love
be
the
too
UK.
don't be too offended.
Please don't be offended. I love you guys. So they use some of the strangest words sometimes.
Okay.
And just like through context clues and stuff, I kind of go, oh, okay, that's what they mean by that, huh? That's weird.
Do you ever look them up?
I do. So I've looked up like a few, and then I was like, what other ones are there? Like some like older ones maybe that aren't used. It kind of took me down this rabbit hole of just like British slang in general, you know? So I looked up a bunch of, kind of old-timey slang and stuff like that the origins are always questionable, but you look up the origins and some of them are pretty interesting, even if they are made up,
Like what?
Well, so I thought today we would do a quiz for Megan.
Ooh, that's fun.
I think that there's going to be a few that you're going to know really, really well. So
Okay.
that's great. So
I like getting things right.
for the first part, I'm going to give you 4 words that mean something.
Okay.
All the same thing.
Like they all mean the same thing.
They all mean the same thing.
Okay.
So I'm going to give you 4. You tell me what they mean.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's hear it.
Bladdered,
Uh-huh.
legless,
Uh-huh.
canned, and pissed.
Drunk?
Yes!
Okay. Why legless? That one threw me off.
You can't walk.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. That's
Bladdered?
funny. Bladdered.
What? I was like, bladdered?
Well,
What?
in the U.S. we say don't break the seal.
Right, exactly. And it has to do with like filling the bladder. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Because
that's
if you
exactly
pee,
it.
like if you go to pee,
You break the seal.
you break the seal, then you have to pee again and again and again.
Right.
It's kind of a misconception, but yeah.
Yeah. So a lot of those you can kind of see. Oh, but the pissed one, do you know where
I think I
that?
heard that one before.
Okay, it says it dates back to at least the 17th century. And
Really?
it really literally means like you're so drunk that you like wet yourself.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
where the whole piss thing comes from. Okay. Ready?
Okay.
Here's your next one.
Is it the same thing? 4 words, that means the same
1,
thing?
2, 3, 4, 5.
5 words, okay.
Okay. And the first one is cheesed off,
Okay.
miffed,
Uh-huh.
hacked off,
Okay.
doing my nut.
What?
Doing my nut.
Oh,
Doing my nut. It's a phrase. Doing my nut.
okay.
And spitting feathers.
See, I had one guess when you started, and then by the end, it got derailed.
What were you thinking?
I was thinking just like angry, but then I thought maybe this was like a masturbation thing.
It's not a masturbation thing, and it is angry.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah. So miff, we kind of know the word miffed.
Yeah.
Cheesed off.
Cheesed off, I don't understand. And then what was the other one? The nut one?
Doing my nut.
What is that?
That's a good one. That's a good one.
How would you use that like in a
Okay.
sentence?
It
Please
means-
use that in a sentence, Debbie.
Okay, let me try. The amount of things that my boyfriend is complaining about today is really doing my nut.
I'm going to tell your boyfriend that you said that.
It literally means like to lose one's temper. So the nut being your head, and to do like to lose control over.
Oh.
So like losing your head, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Spitting feathers. That one's very interesting.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever heard that.
No, I haven't heard that at all.
I've definitely not heard doing my nut.
I know, me neither. I didn't hear it. I didn't know it either.
That's when I really questioned my
Then you were like,
whole life there. Because I was like, maybe miffed
this
means angry here, but it means masturbating in the UK, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Spitting feathers is really interesting, though. It means extremely angry. It's a metaphor suggesting dry-mouthed rage, like coughing up something sharp and unpleasant. That's dramatic.
What? That's
Yeah.
like weirdly poetic and
know.
dark.
I know.
Huh. I wonder what the source of that is. If it's a metaphor, like just did somebody write that metaphor in some work of art?
I don't know. That's a good question. I'm not sure. The hacked off one is... this one doesn't make too much sense to me, but it comes from hack, to cut roughly, suggests patience being chopped away piece by piece.
Oh,
Like I'm losing my patience, I
guess.
kind of thing. I'm hacked off. I'm getting hacked off.
yeah, I don't know about that one.
I don't know
That's
if
a
I'm
weird
even using it in a sentence correctly.
Who knows?
Okay. I'm going to give you...
These are fun.
Yeah. Okay, your next one, I'm going to give you 4 of them. Okay, so your first one is tidy,
All right.
then well fit,
Okay.
proper,
Proper.
it's proper, and
proper.
smart.
It's a proper smart right fit. Isn't it? Oh God, if they weren't offending,
so
no,
many people.
they are.
You just offended so... God, the British listeners. Okay, what do you got? What do you think?
It has to be good. Like it has to be something good.
Positive, like something positive.
Right.
Yeah. It is.
Maybe just like attractive. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. So well fit is probably like the whole being fit type
Yeah, I've heard that
fitness and stuff
before.
like that.
When they call someone fit, like to mean they're hot.
Right. Not
Heard
like
that
they're
before.
physically athletic
Yeah.
or anything, but they can just be fit. Okay. Tidy is attractive, like I said.
I don't think I've heard that one before.
Neat or in order. And then it kind of merged to good looking and impressive.
Oh, I see. Okay. Like classy, sort of.
Right. Yeah. Like well put together
Yeah.
type, you know. Proper is truly good, authentic. It can be used as an intensifier, which it's like that's proper good.
Yeah, I've heard that before for sure.
But
Like
it doesn't sound
very.
it makes sense.
Like it's like very.
Right, exactly.
Right?
Yes,
Okay.
exactly. You can use it for that as well. Smart. Now, my boys at Vacant Haven are constantly saying something is smart,
Okay.
and we are looking at old things in houses. And I'm like, what are they talking about? Why are they saying that this bookcase is smart? You know, but it means like stylish or well designed, like sharp looking. Right. Okay.
I'm trying to think of an equivalent.
There's a couple that are going to be mildly offensive in this one.
Okay.
It's got 5. This is your last one that you have to like guess up based on all these, and then I'll throw like fastballs at you at the end. Okay.
Oh, wait. I thought of the equivalent to smart.
What?
Slay. I've heard everybody saying that all the time, like in the same way. Like you said, that the boys, what are they named?
It's Vacant Haven.
Vacant Haven. Mm-hmm. How they were calling everything smart.
Yeah.
All my friends are always saying everything's
That's
slay.
slay. Yeah. Right. Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Things that like don't make sense in that way.
Okay, you're gonna know these, but let's go.
Okay.
Pratt, knobhead, bellend, tosser, and wanker.
I only know wanker.
Okay, but those are all
Or like idiot.
kind of the same thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
If you wouldn't have put wanker in there, I wouldn't have known what you're talking
That's
about.
why I read it last.
Oh, okay. Those are weird. What were the first two?
Yeah, that's why I said some of them are mildly offensive, but one is Pratt, the first one.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know, the meaning, the origin is just weird. Now, knobhead, this one is a very, very strange meaning.
Oh, okay.
Knob, meaning
Like a doorknob?
penis.
Oh, God.
The knobhead intensifies it, implying the person is led entirely by stupidity. Yeah. Dickhead, maybe, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, literally exactly the same.
Yeah,
as
something
dickhead.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bellend, very offensive. That's I always thought they were saying bell end,
Oh, yeah.
which I didn't even know what that meant, but I thought it was 2 words. But it's actually 1 word, bellend.
What does it mean?
It's an annoying or stupid person. And it's slang from the glands of the penis, which are bell-shaped, become an insult via British comedy and TV.
What?
I think it's like the end of a penis. Bell end, like they're kind of implying that. Yeah,
Okay.
no, it's weird.
I don't
but
like British humor.
They're
so weird.
I love British humor,
I know you
but
do.
I love everything. So
Okay.
tosser.
Tosser.
I think you probably heard tosser before.
Maybe. What is that from?
From tossing off, masturbation.
Everything is a dick joke to them. Literally, how many times have you said something is because of a penis?
Yeah, it kind of goes along with the same thing as wanker, which is also,
Yeah.
masturbator. So, selfishness and pointlessness. Yeah, okay.
We don't shame masturbation.
I'm not shaming nothing. Nothing. Okay. I'm going to throw a few at you, and you tell me what they mean.
Okay.
Okay. Taking the piss.
Like getting mad at someone.
No, it means, like, giving someone a hard time.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Like, making fun of somebody or
fun of them.
something.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Budge up.
No idea.
Means to like scoot over, like
Oh, that's a cute
budge
one.
over.
I like
yeah,
that one.
yeah. Okay.
Scooch.
Dodgy.
Sketchy.
Sus.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gutted.
Sad.
Yes. Like extreme sadness.
Right.
Like gutted. This is a cute phrase. I wonder if you know what it means, because I didn't.
Okay.
Her Majesty's pleasure.
Is that one about masturbation?
It's not
Oh.
about masturbation.
Okay. What is it?
It is time in prison, serve time in prison at Her Majesty's pleasure.
Okay. They really do love the queen there, even when she sends them to jail, huh?
And there's no queen left, but okay, kip. Do you know what a kip is?
Like a kid?
Nope, it's a nap,
Oh, okay.
like a short nap.
Okay.
Quid,
Money?
yes. And they think that stems from quid pro quo.
That was Debbie's second try.
Meaning an exchange. Okay, one more.
Okay.
Because I love this phrase when I hear it. I'm like, oh yeah, that's such a good phrase. Do a runner.
I have no idea.
It means to like run like from the law or something, like to like escape and get away.
Okay. Okay.
Like fled. He fled the country. He did a runner.
He did a runner.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it. That's all I got.
I like it.
I thought some of them
I
were
love
just so
weird
funny.
slang and other countries' slang like that. That's always very interesting.
Yeah. I just
And the origins were cool. Well, some of them were not cool, but
yeah, but I'm like, some of them I'm like, I don't know, that doesn't sound even right. Like that sounds made up along the way somewhere. That sounds like someone had no idea what it meant and they came up with a very creative explanation of why they say that word.
exactly. But hey, it's a rabbit hole.
It is a rabbit hole. It was a British slang rabbit hole.
Yep. And you don't need sources for a rabbit hole.
You don't need sources for a rabbit hole. I'm the source.
You're the source.
All right. Well, we'll be back.
Yes, we will.
I'll tell you a story.
And I will take a guess about what that story is about. And it'll probably be questionably right, mostly wrong.
And I will pronounce things atrociously.
I think you're going to pronounce everything right.
You know, I didn't know I was so bad at pronouncing things until we started this show.
Hey, you learned something new about yourself, with all your creative endeavors.
Exactly. All right. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to go on and like the podcast or the episode on YouTube, wherever you're listening.
Yeah, or leave us a comment.
Or leave us a comment. All right. We'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.